Hello, hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Today is March 9th, and I'm reading out of 365 Days to Embracing Forbidden Emotions. I still have to read the title, A Daily Guide to Peace and Fulfillment, and today's really about fearing change. So just let me read and then we'll tap. Don't fear change. You may lose something good, but you may also gain something great, unknown. It's easy for you to say, but what if I do fear change? This is where tapping comes in. I need not pressure myself and tell myself that I shouldn't fear change. In fact, I can step into my fear and change and tap through it. My fear of change and tap through it. So it finds a path out of my nervous system and thus out of me. When this happens, I have effectively used the fear of change to release the fear of change. I go into it. I allow it. I give it its airtime. And the amazing thing is, the fear of change diminishes. I seem to magically be less afraid by embracing my fear of change instead of just telling myself I shouldn't fear it to begin with. Yeah, good luck with that. I like this a lot. It's a great reminder that I can't stop my thoughts, but I can interrupt them. I can go into the thoughts and all the emotions they elicit in me, and freedom and liberation become my gifts as I move through my fear of change. Hang on, a notification. And then thought for the day. What if today I can remind myself that the way through my fears is to go into them with tapping so they can ultimately be released. It's so true. It's really interesting as I'm putting this certification together. What I've been working on is psychological reversal and secondary gains and putting that in. So psychological reversal is we're literally like our nervous system is wired backwards. We want to change, but subconsciously, the fear of change takes over and kicks in. That's why you can work with, you can tap and then you're not seeing progress in something because the psychological reversal exists. It sounds like sort of like this big ominous thing, but it's not. It's literally, you just got wired early on to that. The other piece of that is something called secondary gain. Hey, Michelle. Secondary gain is there's a benefit to keeping things as is. So 2 questions to always ask, which always sort of throw people if you're in session with them, is what's the upside of this staying in place? And they'll be like, there is no upside. There's not intellectually, but emotionally, there is an upside for something to not change. And it can be what it means is there's a gain that we're getting, keeping it in place. And I'll give you an example. So say a mom gets injured, and now all of a sudden her kids are coming and they're seeing her, they're checking on her a lot, they're doing all these things, and maybe that's something she's longed for and wished for. She doesn't know, she knows that, but she doesn't know that. So she might not get better because of the attention that she, not like an attention grabber, but the kid in her is like, oh my God, I'm so loving this attention and needing that. That's secondary gain. So if you have fear of change, think about it this way. If I had to guess, what could be the upside of things staying the same for me? If I had to guess, and you're just starting to open up the mind, don't just let the answer come. Don't be like, no, I got to think about it. What's that statue with the chimp thinking with the head? You don't have to do that. You just put it out there. Like, if I had to guess, what's the upside of this not changing for me? And just let it go and then see what comes. So let's tap, karate chop. Even though I think I have a fear of change, intellectually, I know I want to change. But deep down, I might have a fear of change. I choose to acknowledge I feel this way now. Even though I want to change, but I think deep down, I might have a fear of changing. what if I could just honor this part of me now? Even though the idea of changing can carry a conflict for me, I want to change, but there's a part of me that just might be afraid if I'm not changing. And what if I could go into this part and honor it anyway? And go to the eyebrow. This fear of change. I have this fear of change. It may not seem that way on the outside, but emotionally, that part of me does. And what if instead of getting frustrated with myself, mad at myself, I could start to look at this part of me and honor it. I just had a huge epiphany for somebody I know. Go to the eyebrow. What if it's really okay? This part of me sees a benefit to things staying the same. And what if the way through this is to honor it? Because this part of me that's afraid to change is scared of it. Because they like to know where things are at. And the fear of unknown is not something that worked well for this part. But what if I could start to encourage this part of me? Let this part of me know I support it. Let this part of me know I have your back. I've got this now. And I'm going to help us to feel safe through the changes. And that's a practice. And step by step, day by day, thought by thought, we can get there. And I like this idea a lot. And I like the idea that this can shift and change for me. So take a breath. Pam, I think that was you. I saw a little thing come up, and it's tiny, but it sure looked like that was you. So if you're here, hi. This is the way, I just did this the other day, like with the kid in me being activated. And I talk to the kid part of me, and I'm like, it's okay, baby. It's okay. I've got you. I've got you. That's literally the anticipatory stress about what's life going to look like if things change. That can be so overwhelming. So it's about, the kid's like afraid to change. It's okay. It's okay, sweetie. It's okay. It's okay. It's going to be okay. And then you can really, truly help support that part of you. So Michelle, great to see you. Pam, that's it for the day. See you next time. Bye for now.